Hey Internet, it's Megan, and this week we are doing my September wrap-up video. In this video, I'm going to be going through the different books that I read this month, telling you what I rated them, and whether or not I'd recommend them. So let's get started. Before we get started, I do want to mention that I am using some natural lighting, and unfortunately it is October, so the clouds are rolling and it might rain soon. So as you can tell, the lighting just changed. My lighting's going to be a little sucky, but we're just going to push ahead anyway. The first book that I read this month was The Young Elites by Marie Lu, and I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. The book is about Adelina, who is a Malfetto. She is scarred for life from an illness that wiped out a huge chunk of the population. And her father is determined to use her to the best of her abilities and tries to force her to show the presence of certain powers that some of the Malfettos have. She's not able to show him anything, and finally he gets fed up and sells her to the highest bidder. Well, she doesn't take too kindly to that and runs away to forge her own destiny. And that's when she's captured and is almost killed. She's rescued from the noose by a group that calls themselves the Young Elites, and they offer her an exchange. In order for them to help her learn how to use her new powers, she must agree to help them to put the rightful king on the throne. This book was just phenomenal, and I do recommend it to anybody that loves science fiction, fantasy, adventure novels that just are really fast-paced and have a strong female character. The second book that I read this month was Nerve by Jean Ryan, and I've already done a video on this book. It is linked down below if you guys are interested. It's my page-to-screen video for the month of September. But the book is about a young girl named V who feels like she's been on the back burner in her own life, and she decides to join the online game called Nerve. And her and another player are paired up, and they must complete dares for cash prizes, physical prizes, things like that. And it all winds up in a huge life or death situation. And I gave this book 4 out of 5 stars, which I feel was a little generous considering there were some characterization issues and a little bit of pacing issues in the middle. But I did enjoy it, and I recommend this for people who enjoy books like Divergent or The Hunger Games. The third book that I read in the month of September was Just a Few Inches by Tara St. Pierre, and I received a copy of this book in exchange for an honest review from onlinebookclub.com, which I will link down below. The book is about a high school student named Carrie who is determined to fit into the perfect dress for the Valentine's Day dance. Well, she's not quite there yet, so she decides to take a little assistance from some diet pills, and she decides to start taking more than the recommended dose, hoping it'll work faster. By the time the dance rolls around, she's the perfect size for the dress, and it's a magical night. But the next day, she starts to notice she has lost a few inches in height, and she keeps on getting smaller and smaller. So this book is a wonderful social commentary on the pressure to be thin in high school, to have the ultimate body type, and pretty much to be perfect, physically anyway. And it's great in its social commentary in the way that it doesn't shove it in your face. There's a wonderful story that really just portrays the whole body image issue, and I do recommend this for people who are feeling a little anxious about their own weight. It's wonderful storytelling. I was really impressed with it, and I did give it up 4 out of 5 stars. So, the fourth and fifth books that I read in September were part of the same series, so I'm just going to bundle them together so I don't give any spoilers, but it was the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas. Oh my gosh, I zipped through these books so fast. I was just so taken in by the storytelling. I was a zombie at work for 3 days because of this series. I'm only on the 3rd book, and I just can't wait to get lost in it. That's how excited I am about this series. I really wish I'd have known about it sooner. The only reason I know about it now is because my best friend recommended the series to me, and I cannot thank her enough. The story is about a assassin named Selena who has been living the last year of her life in what I can only call a death camp. And she was turned in by another person in the Assassins organization, and she has just been forced to work herself almost to death. Well, the prince shows up looking for a contender to compete in a contest to see who can become the next king's champion. And Selena doesn't really have any other options. She can either go with the prince or stay in the mine. There's no win situation there. So she decides to go with the prince. And she is thrown into this competition headfirst where she's paired up against thieves, murderers, just horrible people. I mean, there are some good people thrown in who are just doing it to become the champion. Others are doing it for their freedom, like Selena, who is being forced to become the champion for 4 years before she will be freed. I am in love with this series. It was amazing. Like I said, I've read the first two books, Throne of Glass and Crown of Midnight. I gave them both 5 out of 5 stars. I recommend this series. It is amazing. And I really hope that someone will get as much excitement and enjoy it as much as I have. So I have completed reviews on all 5 of these books, which I will link down below. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please feel free to contact me, and I'll see you guys next time.